One Aussie council is one step closer to slugging American pickup truck drivers with higher fees, all designed to drive demand down.
Last night, the City of Yarra Council in Melbourne voted 8-0 to take aim at SUV drivers, floating the idea of pulling the only lever it has, parking fees.
This motion was inspired by what has recently happened in Paris, a 3 times parking rate on SUVs compared to standard-sized vehicles.
Why? Because a lot of Aussies are driving big cars. 78.4% of all sales last year were SUVs and light commercial vehicles, including utes, almost double that of a decade ago. And there are some serious downsides. The big rigs take up more space on the road, produce up to 30% more emissions, and council says are 8 times more likely to kill a child if they hit one.
It is a social justice issue. These large cars, they cost clean air, they cost the space, safety, and particularly safety of young children who are out of the line of sight of these vehicles. Who pays that cost? The public is paying that cost, and I think the driver should be paying that cost.
It makes me scared of them as a cyclist.
Well, I was brought up thinking that big SUVs and four-wheel drives were actually for off-road pursuits. I just think we should leave people with SUVs alone. Families need them. People need them to get around. I have a farm. I need it for that.
Of particular concern, truckzillas or yank tanks, large imported vehicles from the US like Hummers.
If you live in Fitzroy with the tiny streets that exist and you buy yourself a Hummer, you're an absolute idiot. And you need to be dealt with whatever way council can deal with it.
Just because he can't afford a Hummer, you know, go and cry to a strawberry.
To charge them more for a vehicle that they may need for work or to carry around their family seems more like a cash grab than something that's really fair, to be honest.
But big car driving idiots in Fitzroy need not worry just yet. Right now, the vote is just to investigate the impact of heavy vehicles for a report due later this year. Council insisting it's not going after standard SUVs, just large ones like Rams or Land Rover Defenders.
I don't know why the local council needs to be trying to police what we're driving. People already know where they live, they know the limitations of these vehicles, and I think we're probably better to let adults be adults and make their own decisions.
This is weird to me. So at the moment they're looking into a study that will consider whether or not they can come up with some fee to put on cars that no one in Australia actually buys.
Yeah. Right.
That's where we are? Have I got that right?
It's just bizarre. And what about the weight? I mean, we know that the EVs are much heavier because of the batteries.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're actually going to police this.
I don't know.
Nick, I say this with great love, but do you...
It feels like an insult, for sure. Here we go.
Do you drive like a Ford pickup or something? You know, like I feel like you'd cut some trees down, you'd chuck them in the back of your...
I don't know if you can zoom in. These are soft powered hands. I'm not cutting wood.
Joe Patterson, an Australian bush poet.
This is a manicured beard. This is a big Ford F-150 beard. No, right. I've got a Subaru Forester.
Oh.
Don't want to brag, but 2013 Subaru Forester. Hey, money bags. I don't think that would be included in the
cars, though?
Well, I think people that drive those big Ford trucks are already taxed by their friends calling them wanker.
Yeah. And that should be enough, right?
Should be enough. Verbal hazing.
The real trick, you do what I do. I just drive my girlfriend's car, and then any tax goes to her. I win.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she doesn't like that, but that's all right. Anyway, guys.